Good morning, folks. So we were out here in Southern California, and I got to know Jay from Pierson Automation, and I said, hey, can I swing by and see your shop? Because who doesn't love a shop tour or a factory tour? So, Jay, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, welcome to Pierson Workholding. Let's take a look.
Awesome. So I got to know Jay a couple years ago because he makes a really nice vacuum plate. They make some other stuff as well, and we use one, and I think a lot of Tormach owners use them as well. And I was blown away. I actually came by like 10 o'clock on Sunday night, 3 nights ago, just to grab dinner and see the shop real quick. And I said, hey, can I come back before I fly out today? And he said, absolutely. So there's some really cool stuff that's going on back here, as well as some good lean, what do you call it? Lean principles?
Lean productivity, lean principles.
Yeah,
awesome. Absolutely. So right here's a good start. This is Juan, our main assembly guy. So he's assembling the 914 bases, and you can see we utilize Kaizen foam.
Yep.
We have all the tools we need. Now, one of the principles of lean is that it doesn't mean you do more with less. It means you just get rid of the clutter. It's eliminating waste. And so what we do here is we have all the tools required for our 2 basic product lines. And these tools, we put paint on them. White is the tool you need for the Smart Vac. Red for our speed change pallet system. So
that's
just
awesome.
by visually going for it, you just grab it.
And so we use Kaizen foam as well. What is this on the edge, though?
So the thought is we're going to put this is, I think it's like Kaizen edges. So this peel and stick.
Okay.
We're having someone fabricate some stands so we can take this anywhere. We thought of putting it on the wall, but we want to be mobile with it. That's the whole principle of being lean. So.
One of the things I've kind of gone through this over the last year, one of the things I love is that this isn't even expensive.
It's not.
It's just like I have not spent, of all my criticisms, it takes some time, it takes some forethought.
Yeah.
We've ended up trashing some of these because we redo them, and
Right.
I don't want the wrong one. But it's not a lot of money.
Not at all.
Yep. Awesome.
And you only use the amount, like this was maybe the width of it. Let's just use that. That's all we need. So just do it at the minimum.
Awesome. Another
Another thing that we use is the use of Kanban cards, another lean principle. So you see here in all these different areas, we have these are our screws. And that is a mini Kanban card that tells us all the information we need to know about that screw. So
cool.
When we run out, someone takes it. Oh, if it says breadcrumb, that means we've got it somewhere else, most likely in a drawer where they're labeled hardware.
Breadcrumb?
Yeah, breadcrumb.
What's that mean?
It means there's a little trail of breadcrumbs. So, hey, that means there's it's missing, but we can find it somewhere else. So it's usually here, So there's a breadcrumb over there. We've got a ton of these ready to go.
So it's funny because I like a lot of what I've done with lean, but what I learned was through John Grimsmo and through Paul Akers, who has got the Lean podcast. And Paul Akers, God bless the guy, and he's sharing a lot of free information, but I also feel like he's kind of smug and happy, and sometimes you want to just punch the guy.
He's intense about lean,
yeah.
We've picked and chosen what we do with his stuff. I mean, he is the single most influential person. I read his book, love it.
Okay.
I'm like, that's great for him. It's not great for us right now. Like, we're starting this new thing, Pokioki.
Yes.
For assembly. So we're starting to do that because we go, okay, now we see the value in that. Like, for example, this is the first step. Our speed change base, we put it in here. We're going to lay out everything that we need right here. If we assemble it and there's parts not labeled or they're still there, we missed something. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
John Grimson and I were talking about making a little go no go. We just started a podcast. Little go no goes when he does something with his knife blades. The idea that someone who's never done this before could walk up and realize, oh, I need to test this fastener in this go no. I need to test this slip fit in this, and then it gets assembled and it's all right there.
Yeah, we do that. I grew up playing with Legos, so I feel like that's my engineering background, but for what we do, like building our vacuum control units, this is a build sheet. So essentially, someone could walk in and assemble a vacuum control unit just step by step with Legos, and there. And
right.
Stop at step 11, we go and engrave it, and we come back and finish.
So do you take the time to make this? Do you have an assistant?
I make them,
Yeah,
just lay them out. I export these out of Fusion and then just kind of lay them out in Photoshop. And then we've got the steps here. They're a little faded, but we get it. It's just everything is labeled. For example, when we use all these springs, we'll find this bag, which has a small quantity in them. And that means that we need to, I could tell you in this bag, there's 30 in there. Yeah. We reorder 250 from Gardner Spring. Yeah. There's the part number.
It's awesome.
Done. Yeah.
I have become such a big believer in this idea that it sounds silly, but you can only make so many decisions in one day. So as an entrepreneur, as a machinist, a business owner, every time I've got to think, I have a file somewhere that has the information on the PO. No. Jay showed me their box room last night or Sunday night, and it made so much sense when you've got a little tag partway down through, and when you get to this level, you just reorder. You don't have to think about it. Somebody else can do it. You're not worried about tying up too much money or space and inventory. So much sense.
Yeah. There's if you look, Kanban cards everywhere. When we sell this many, that triggers production.
For production.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, this is expensive material. Like, a bar
Right.
is several, hundreds of dollars. So
Right.
we don't want to buy tens of thousands of dollars to put on a shelf. If things did slow down, I can't pay salary or payroll
Right.
with metal,
Yeah, right.
So we do that. That triggers production. And then we adjust these based on sales, historical sales.
Yeah,
For
right.
example,
Okay.
we sell a lot of the 10 by 16s, so the minimum is probably like 8, whereas these are 8/16s, the minimum is 4.
Can you show us the vacuum plate and the speed pallet system as well, so we can
Yeah.
get an idea what that is?
Yeah, sure. You want to see now?
Yeah, let's go do it.
Uh-huh.
Look at it.
So we have 2 manufacturing cells. This lathe is centrally located to the other 3 machines. A lathe is essentially cutting off parts and it's feeding it. It's going into, usually it's this mini mill.
Okay.
I started my business with that mini mill in a garage.
I love it.
And
That's awesome.
I've thought 3 or 4 times, I sell it and upgrade. I can't. I'm emotionally attached to it.
Yeah.
It still holds plus or minus like 2 or 3. It interpolates bores perfectly. So
2 or 3 thou?
2 or 3 tenths.
10. Okay,
Yeah.
so I say, wait. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's just great.
And you still it's off this moment, but you still use it.
Yeah, we use it, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't get as much work as it used to, maybe like a couple times a week.
Okay.
Usually if we're doing like second op stuff, cutting it off. Don't let anyone tell you like these are only like second op things or cutting dovetails or anything like that. We've machined, I built my business off it, like aluminum, cast iron, stainless steel. It's a little workhorse, so.
So I was out here to go visit and tour Haas, and one of the things I actually took away from being here for a few minutes Sunday night was I saw all these VF2s. Some of them, this one isn't all the fancy. He didn't get the SS. He didn't get the fancy tool changer, and it kind of made me realize I would much rather have less expensive machines that are able to be more specific to certain jobs or certain operations, especially when you have a product line like Jay does, than have one really high-end machine where even if you're efficient about it, you've got to swap out jobs, swap out fixtures, tooling.
Yeah.
But this is awesome.
Yeah, 2 slow machines are faster than 1 super fast machine.
Right.
Like none of our machines in here, with the exception of one next door, are super speed. They don't have side mount tool changers with that because we're doing something different. We're always going to leave tools in that. This gets a lot of tear ups and breakdowns. So now it would be hypocritical for us to manufacture our products without using our products. So for example, this is our newest product, the rotary vise. Now that's a prototype, but we've been banging on it for about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And so we're able to hold parts, 4 parts in a 3-inch width. So it's the equivalent vice space or real estate as a double 6-inch vice.
Yep.
And then we're able to access multiple sides. So for example, we just finished up this run. This is in cast iron. This is the jaw to the rotary vise.
Itself.
Yeah, and so if you can see, we machined it. Op 1, flipped it. Op 2 for the holes. Op 3, hole, drill, and tap. And then we put it in the mini mill. Or no, we ran these next to each other.
Right.
Deck it, Op 4.
But it's you say 4 ops, but it's 2 setups.
Yeah, it's 2 setups.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's actually 1 setup. Well, it's 1 setup here, 1 setup here, and then it's just you duplicate it. So Fusion's been really great.
So you're using the Fusion with tool orientation to do the rotational work.
Let's see, it doesn't require tool orientation, which is ultimate. It actually requires the basic one, which is just circular pattern.
That's amazing.
So you program off like the center line of the vice.
Yeah.
And then it just duplicated. So it's
awesome. So this is going to be like sort of your new 3rd major product line, you think, or hope?
Yeah,
awesome.
It's going to be launched pretty soon. Yeah, we've got the finished. This is pre-production. It's ready to go. Serrated jaws. The nice thing about that is it has serrated jaws on top because when you're machining on the side, you need a lot of clamping pressure. It's one thing to put downward pressure in a vise.
Oh, interesting.
But when it's sideways, absolutely, you need serrated jaws.
Are you making the jaws?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And these can be flipped on the other side. If you peek in here, there's a flat side just in case.
Right.
And then these jaws can also be flipped around 180 degrees, so you can use this flat side as well.
No kidding. Oh, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
And the serrations, and you don't have to pre-dovetail your part.
No.
You can just stick it in there.
I've never understood dovetailing. It's proven, but it adds like a 0 op, So that's
extra step. I guess you can buy your stock.
You can,
but
yeah.
Then I can't imagine that's as cheap as just.
Yeah. It's a die. So, and then our speed change pallet system. Here I pulled out a pallet. So usually there's some small parts that we make. They go in the bottom of the vacuum control unit.
Yep.
We can throw these raw stock, looks like a 7, 14, 21.
Yep.
And then bring it from here to this station, Op 2.
Yep.
And then we have 2 of these, so the operator is loading these outside of the machine.
Right.
That's the biggest.
Those are the pit bulls for Mighty Bite?
Yeah, exactly. And then we have mufflers that go on the side of the vacuum control unit. So we just screw them into here and make, 20 at a time?
Just sort of 3 different jobs going on here.
Yeah, exactly. Op 1, Op 2 in a separate part. So the idea is you just pop them on like that, then hit the air valve, locks it down, and it's being held with 3,000 pounds of force.
That's awesome. So, and we've got one of your vacuum plates. It does bleed some air. This
does.
Does this?
This does not.
So once it's on, it's on.
Yeah, we could cut this with scissors and it would stay locked. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you're pinching lines or an airdrop or something
Right.
like that, it's still going to stay locked. It's fail-safe.
This is exactly what we're realizing and doing right now with our orange vices. Is we're realizing that we've got this one machine, this VM3, and we need to. My life will be better if I can keep it running more. So I've got to do offline parts swapping. I can't sit here in the machine and handle, what is that? You said 7 times 6, 42 screws and making sure they're all right and level and flat. And
Yeah, the conventional thinking is you make a fixture plate and put it in the machine, and then now the operator's bending over, it's in an uncomfortable position, the spindle is waiting. Spindles can't wait in this day and age, so that's where you just pull it off, load,
that's awesome.
Go, get another, boom, back in, hit start. So 15, 20 seconds, we're just swapping out 42 parts.
So I buy this as a blank from you and then just machine it in place?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
We machine the bottom side, all the locking components, bushings, and everything we make here. And then it comes as raw as possible in extrusion. We don't take away any material. We want to give the maximum amount of material to the customer.
How repeatable?
It is plus or minus, no, it's repeatable to 3/10 thousandths.
Got it. Okay, so pretty dialed. Got it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I gotta say too, we like to keep a clean shop. This shop is really clean, and this interesting takeaway. Jay said they don't clean the shop at the end of the day. They clean the shop
every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah, it gives you an opportunity. At the end of the day, no one wants to clean up. They just want to go home. I get that. So what we do here is we 3S. One of the lean principles is 5S. We 3S. We want to keep it simple. Sweep. Just clean up junk that's not needed. Sort. If things are out of place like this, we didn't finish doing, it has a place somewhere. And if it doesn't have a place, well, let's take some time to standardize. Let's create a Kaizen foam where we can put it.
Yes.
Yeah, all this stuff. Degreaser, shop bench, tape, drill, all that stuff. So it has a place. So I always say we're always 50% there. You know, we make strides, we're still 50% there. So
I like that idea though. Because I've been telling the guys, Jared, Noah, and me, 15 minutes before you leave, you need to stop what you're doing and clean up. And it works, but it doesn't, because I'm always rushing to finish that. I'm always rushing, especially me, to get out the door. And I love this idea of start the morning and clean up. Yeah, one thing your viewers won't notice is that if you were to walk in here, it kind of doesn't smell like a machine shop either. Right.
So we have like mist-away collectors. These things are awesome. Like for example, in the smaller volume, the Doosan and the mini mill, we have a plenum that goes to both. This is a new machine. It's only been here about a week and a half, so we're still.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You posted a really cool. So Jay has a really good Instagram. They post some pretty cool stuff, and they did a time lapse when they were rearranging all these machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I left my GoPro up on the wall. I need to create a time lapse for that, but it's around the corner. So, it's all about just kind of respecting your coworkers and respecting the environment. How can we say we're making cutting edge products when we have non-cutting edge facilities? So that's just kind of our philosophy. So this is the other unit. Now, this is a second work cell. The thing that's unique about this is that work cell, the machines are arranged in a purpose where they feed each other. All of these machines are cellular, but they are single setup machines, where this machine here.
This is so cool, folks. Take a look.
This makes all of our vacuum chucks and related products. So right here, it's our 13 amp by 30 inch plate. This is the bottom plate we're machining on one of our fixtures that goes on the bottom.
Okay, so this is the product you sell.
Yeah.
You're using it right now to make the bottom plate up.
Again, we use our product to make our product.
Yeah, sure.
So,
okay.
And then this is the thing probably that's caught most people's eyes. This bottom plate here is a relatively low dollar item. It's one operation, cut the perimeter, drill holes.
Yep.
And there's no second op. This is a part that we don't want to commit a lot of labor to. So we've developed this part picker.
This is so cool. I am going to I already told Jay, because we're building that little 440 automation system, but I saw this on Instagram, and I absolutely will be blatantly stealing this.
So we're setting this up to run these. This is the start stack and the finish stack. This is the part picker which goes in, and it's all pneumatically driven. It pushes down. There's a vacuum cup here that goes down and picks up this part.
Okay.
Lifts it, puts it down, it machines it, then it picks it up again and puts it in the finish stack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you show us?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. That is on.
Does it matter that it's crooked?
Well, we'll just put it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious what those little teeth are on the sides. Oh, that keeps it so they don't suction to each other.
The first time we ran it, it was picking up 2 or 3 stacks.
Got it.
Oh, okay, that's not good. So we made these little arms that go down that fold out of the way. So
yeah.
I don't know if it'll work, but let's see where he's at.
I put him on the spot here. So you just wrote a pretty simple G code, and what that uses one of the extra M codes in the Haas?
Yeah, it uses M codes to activate one of 4 relays. So we have 4 relays. We have one for this, one for the vacuum chuck, and one for the blow-off nozzle. So 3 relays operating solenoid.
I didn't even think about the fact that I could put my vacuum plate on an M code.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So let's see.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, same thing. So this is a single operation machine. We keep this pretty much set up to cut our pallets for a speed change pallet system. But right here is an interesting thing. We're doing the same concept with a part picker, this time with magnetic.
This guy.
Yeah, this.
Okay.
So this is a 3D printed part. I pushed in some magnets.
Okay.
Some neodymium magnets, and it'll have 2 what are called bed clamps, which are all the toe clamps that we use for our pallet system and our vacuum system. Again, low tolerance, low dollar item. We don't want to commit any type of labor to them. We just want to load as many as possible. It picks up 2, goes over to a hydraulic vise, clamps them, finish, slides them back in, lifts them out, indexes, does it 5 times.
And it's not an electromagnet.
No.
So it's just pulling them off.
Yeah, we'll have neodymium magnets in there. And
interesting.
So it will index.
I love it.
Yeah, and then when you're done, you'll be able to
This is awesome.
pull that off.
So this is, I'm sort of new to this. That's the Haas 5C indexer. So it's not meant to machine while it's rotating.
It can.
It's more positional.
Yeah, it's more positional. Yeah.
Got it.
And you can't really machine way out here if you have a large fixture.
Right.
Like we were kind of pushing it, machining these slots and things. So.
Oh, you made it in place.
Yeah.
It's a lot of material. Okay. But this is great. So then you could just literally walk up to the machine when it's done and shove a new one of these in, hit go, and come back 5 hours later.
Yeah, that's the thought. Yeah. So just hit start, walk away. It stinks to stand there in front of a machine with an operator. You know, I don't want to do it. I don't want my guys to do it. I want them using their brains, their legs, everything. So if we can do that, have them load and unload offline, it just increases productivity. So.
Crazy thing too, Jay owned a robot, and robots are cool, but it kind of reminds me of like the Fifth Axis video that Rob Lockwood did. It's like, don't use Fifth Axis if you don't have to. Why would you buy a robot when something this simple, this elegant, this self-contained can work?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, I got caught up in the whole thing. Robots are the future. They're going to take over. But I found that we can do the same thing with our Haas machines and a little bit of ingenuity and not have the setup, you know, the costs or anything like associated with the robot.
So cool.
It's worked well. I took a little hit when I sold it, but like I mentioned, you know, I'm a college dropout. I'm self-taught. So that was worth a semester of college for sure. Cutting edge robot technology. So I'm okay with it.
And Jay's father was a sheet metal guy, so he kind of grew up in that industry, but you're a self-taught machinist, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't go to school for this, you didn't work in a shop.
No. I was making designing mountain bike suspension upgrade links. And so I was having other shops make them. I was selling them on eBay.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, the guys that are making these are doing really well, you know?
Yeah.
So after eBay fees and paying them, I'm like, I got $20. I don't know if that was worth it, you know?
Yeah.
So I bought that Haas mini mill and just started teaching myself, you know? And there was no Tormach, there was no YouTube back then.
Right.
It was hard.
That's awesome.
So a lot of guys in the machining community were helping me out in the area. So that was a great asset.
And then take a look at this. So simple. I got to do this in our shop. Simple jib crane. So you bought the jib crane, I assume?
Yeah.
Looks like it. But then look at this little system. I mean, nothing crazy. Some 80/20, a winch that you can buy from various grades or qualities,
Yeah.
and boom.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. It uses the same vacuum technology that we use here, and it picks up our large plates. Our large vacuum chucks range from like 20 to just under 50 pounds.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to be bending over picking those up. So we'll go down with this, turn it on, lift it over, swing it in,
Yeah.
and it's a back saver for sure.
Amazing though. Like, I love the simplicity of it. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, so what's going on here?
Okay, one of our newest machines. Another thing, lathes.
Wait, that was the VF2SS is only a week old. This can't be newer.
No, well, this was December.
Okay.
That was January.
Yeah,
so
right.
we're just trying to keep up. So one of the things is we don't want people standing in front of a machine. This is a dual spindle Y-axis live tool lathe. So right now it's making these little guys we call the VCU cone.
This is part of your Venturi system?
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
That's the heart of the system right there.
It's a small little part.
Yeah, small part. It turns it, it picks it off. I think it faces the back side.
Yeah. Oh, it does. Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That is not slow. Oh, there you go. Look at it. Yes.
Conveyor belt.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, they're on their way down.
Yeah.
Right? Huh.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so the subspindle went in, pulled the part out. Yeah, it's still there, kind of. You can see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that subspindle
Position.
goes back.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah. So this is especially in brass or aluminum, it's a machine that we set up and it runs and runs and runs. And we don't want to overproduce, but when you get done with a complicated setup like this, we're going to run minimum 6 months of inventory. Most
Oh,
likely
wow.
we're at about 9 months or a year.
But that's nice. You don't have a ton of money tied up in that either.
No, we don't.
Right. Right.
That's a small. It's critical.
Right.
But
And no bar feeder, just a tube, so you can hold a 3 or 4 foot stick.
that's correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the length of the part. Like 3 foot bar, we're going to get a ton.
Yeah, right.
And we also have, we don't want to run a ton and get halfway through and find out a boring bar broke. So bar
Yeah.
feeder would be great. So we're inspecting like every 10th part.
Yeah.
And we have a system for that. So you'll see Lista cabinets everywhere. We love them because they're heavy duty. We
Yeah.
hold a lot of our fixtures. This rolls around and
Oh, wow.
all the fixtures that we use to make our vacuum chucks, they're in here. So,
That's nice.
yeah, other brands just don't hold up. You know, there's a couple
Oh, yeah.
pallets for making
Awesome, man. You guys really like those pit bulls, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, these are 2 pallets. These are your...
These are two.
Right,
yeah.
right.
We're swapping them in and out.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, so we do that. And then these nice little trays. It's, you know, a lot of people use egg crates. What we're going to do, this is my idea for this way. This week we're going to put red dots every 10th part. So when you put a part in and it hits a red dot, you
Yes.
stop and inspect. So
Yes.
we're not blasting through parts, not inspecting.
It sounds stupid, but even for us, we're not this fancy, but when you pull parts off a machine, put them in order. It's so easy to see sometimes like a height change or a finish problem because you're comparing finishes. And if you have something wrong, you can go backwards and figure out where you need to throw them out or rework.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it happens.
Yeah, so we inspect part number 10, it's right, 20 is wrong, we're most likely going to throw away that row.
Right.
There's something wrong in there. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
I gotta say, man, you know, it's not a huge shop. They don't have the fanciest, most expensive possible machines, but making it happen and the parts look dialed in.
Yeah, I mean, space is kind of, well, one of the 8 wastes that we consider is transportation. If we're moving stuff across a big shop, that's not efficient. So we like to keep, like our raw material comes in here, we instantly cut it up and we put it in one of the holding spaces, 914s, 1313. These are all the different pallets. We want to try and keep these empty. Like, what's the point of storage racks when they're empty? Well, we don't want to store up a lot of material.
Yep.
Like, here's a cart. We're running that. It's scheduled for the super mini mill.
Yeah.
And so we're going to run these. We'll probably process all of these by the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Hey, before we wrap up, can you show that poster on your production stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that something you're willing to share?
Yeah.
Again, folks, and so you're not a one-man band, but you only got
2 guys. And,
yes.
When we're running production, we have John. He's our setup guy. And then Juan, which will go between assembly and running like 3. Last week he was almost running 5 machines. So that's the point. Let the machines do the work.
Right.
We're the
It's
brains
amazing.
that get them going. So yeah, in most shops, now we are essentially a job shop with one customer. So these are all the components that we make listed here.
Amazing.
And then it's a natural progression. Like, we know that the 914 bases, we are above the minimum on the Kanban, so we consider that in stock. When we go low stock, just put it there. Now, anyone in the company can move these pins. I don't have to be the one doing everything. So then if I walk by at lunch and I see, oh, low stock, someone moved it, well, I'll go order some material. And then saw and prep, and then we go through the progression, deburr, prep, staging, plating. And then when I say when the pins are all in stock, we go on vacation. We're sipping margaritas at that point. So, and then say, like, for example, 1313 base is still at saw and prep. When it goes to op 1, we're going to pull this.
Whoa.
And we're going to probably put it in. Like, it might be ready next Monday. So this is Monday through Friday of this week, Monday through Friday of next week. Well, it'll probably be ready to go Monday.
Next week.
Yeah, we know that we're doing a decent quantity, so we'll put op 2 on Wednesday of next week. So that's just, I know there's software to do this, but this is the most simple way to do it.
I've been using the restaurant tickets, just because it lets me write on a piece of paper, take notes, stick it back up. I don't like whiteboards, racing, and
Yeah, we don't.
This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm inclined to say that this is a little like OCD, but I get it. I really do.
Yeah, it's OCD to like think about it and set it up, but the goal of the company is to be as simple as possible. And like I told you the other night, like I was stressed out, like mind-numbing stressed out twice last year.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
versus twice a week.
Yeah, exactly. Because we want to go home to our friends, our families, and just have fun. So
awesome.
We don't work weekends, we don't work nights, we don't work overtime, and we are paid well because of our efficiency. When I hired John, my lead foreman, we had 6 months of chaos. I said, this can't be right. I've been doing it by myself. I got another guy. Now we got 2 guys that are crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started embracing lean about 2.5 years ago. So, and we're always making constant improvements. The assembly board, that's what Juan's doing. He's working on the 914 bases because he walked in and saw that these are ready for assembly.
Yeah, I love it. You don't have to. This is your boss.
Yes.
It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I say it like often. I say I may be the owner, but I'm not the boss. The process is the boss.
Yes.
And we all establish the process together. So trickle it down. We're all kind of the boss. So.
This is a good little, like, it's, again, I know some people are not into lean, and I think some of that stigma comes from big companies that just think they can hire a lean consultant, come in and fix all their problems. But when you see it start at the smaller level, it is amazing. And look, I am too stressed too many days, and I start to see stuff like this, and I start to think about how happier I am with even the tool carts that we've done in our shop and our shop organization video. I get it.
Yeah. Lean really has become a way of life around here. Yeah.
Awesome. Jay, thanks for the tour.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sean.